As you go about your morning walk or take a break from your job, life may seem to flow in that regular rhythm, ups and downs, a few stressors, bills stacking up, challenges to face. It might feel like a daunting mountain to climb at times, but here's the thing. When you look back, it wasn't as impossible as it seemed. You realize you're built for this life, and truth be told, you're built for far more. We come from empires, and history reminds us of this. Our ancestors lived through battles, wars, immense trials, and tribulations. Empires rose and fell, shaping the world we live in today. Today, we don't have empires in the same way. We have nation-states. And while they may seem vastly different from the empires of old, the spirit of those empires flows through our veins. The Persian Empire, the Han Dynasty, the Mongol Empire, the Spanish Empire, the Roman Empire, each left its mark on history and in turn left its mark on us. Some empires lasted centuries, enduring incredible challenges, conflicts, and transformations. We've inherited the strength that enabled those empires to rise from nothing and navigate a world far more chaotic than the one we face today. Let's look at one of the longest-standing empires in history, the Roman Empire. It spanned over 1,000 years, leaving an indelible imprint on much of the way we live today. The battles, myths, expansions, and rulers who rose and fell continue to inspire and terrify us. The decisions made by those rulers, the conquests they led, and the cultures they influenced still affect our daily lives. The rise of the Roman Empire began with Augustus Caesar, also known as Gaius Octavianus, after the Battle of Actium in 31 BCE. He became the first emperor of Rome and took the city from humble beginnings to a stunning metropolis. From 32 BCE to 14 CE, Augustus ruled, transforming Rome into one of the most significant political and cultural powers the world had ever seen. He reformed laws, secured Rome's borders, initiated massive building projects, and ushered in what we know today as the Pax Romana, a 200-year period of relative peace. But as always happens in history, what rises must eventually face challenges. After Augustus, Rome's emperors were a mixed bag. Some expanded Rome's territories, like in Britain, while others, like Nero, caused instability. Nero's suicide in 68 CE triggered a period of unrest known as the Year of the Four Emperors, with assassinations, civil wars, and suicides marking a dark chapter in Roman history. Then came a brighter period, the era of the Five Good Emperors. Between 96 and 180 CE, Nerva, Trajan, Hadrian, Antoninus Pius, and Marcus Aurelius stabilized Rome and expanded its power. These emperors governed with wisdom, fairness, and respect, avoiding the self-serving whims of their predecessors. They made decisions that solidified Rome's place as one of the greatest empires ever known. But stability doesn't last forever, and Marcus Aurelius' son, Commodus, ushered in Rome's decline with his selfish, indulgent rule. Historians often point to the Battle of Adrianople in 378 CE as the beginning of the Western Roman Empire's fall. Corruption, inflation, unemployment, these issues that we face even today were rampant in Rome at the time. Some blame the rise of Christianity. Others cite the abandonment of traditional pagan practices. But regardless of the reason, the empire fractured. The Eastern Roman Empire, later known as the Byzantine Empire, survived until 1453 CE, but the unity and power of Rome had splintered. Yet despite its fall, the influence of the Roman Empire remains undeniable. Without it, our roads, buildings, plumbing, and even our laws would look very different. The cement we use today was developed by Roman builders. The calendar and the structure of our legal systems trace their origins to Roman practices. Public toilets, locks and keys, socks and shoes, these everyday items came to us from the ingenuity of the Romans. They changed the world not just by the size of their empire, but by the enduring influence they left behind. We don't measure empires in sheer landmass. We measure them by their lasting impact on the world. The lessons learned from the Roman Empire, from medicine and law to governance and warfare, continue to shape our lives. As we immerse ourselves in fictional worlds of fantasy, be it dragons or rings of power, let's not forget that the real world has always been far more fascinating. The empires of our past were built through struggle, triumph, and failure, and much of what they left behind is still with us today. Here's the point. We come from empires. Their battles and conquests live in our blood, and understanding that helps us realize our own resilience. History teaches us that even the greatest empires fell. They rebuilt, and when they did, the world changed with them. It wasn't the same, but that's the nature of progress. Sometimes, in our daily lives, we feel disconnected from our history, from the traditions and practices that ground us. We're bombarded with distractions, and it's easy to lose sight of where we come from. But learning about history, about the events and decisions that shape the present, can help us reconnect and understand who we are. Even though empires don't last forever, their influence never truly disappears. And just like them, we may fall, but we will rebuild. The world will change, and that's okay. That's good. It's always been our path to rise, fall, and rise again because we come from empires.